Your child just bypassed their device restrictions using a calculator app. It feels like a betrayal, but it is actually a quiet signal about how disconnected our current tech boundaries are from their daily reality. The standard advice tells you to just lock everything down tighter, but that approach actually backfires and pushes them to hide more. By the end of this, you will know exactly which tool actually fits your family and how to set it up so you can finally stop playing digital warden. Let us talk about Sarah. Sarah spent 3 hours on a Tuesday night configuring every single default setting on her 10-year-old's new phone. She set the app limits, blocked the adult content, and scheduled the downtime. She went to bed feeling like she had finally built an impenetrable fortress. But by Thursday afternoon, her son was watching unfiltered videos on a hidden browser, and Sarah was staring at the screen wondering where it all went wrong. If this sounds familiar, please know you are not alone, and more importantly, you are not failing. The truth is, the default tools built into our phones were designed for convenience, not for the complex, messy reality of raising a human being in a digital world. Most parents start with the built-in feature already sitting on their iPhone. It is free, it is already there, and it promises a simple fix. And for a very brief window of time, usually when the kids are around 7 or 8, it actually works beautifully. You can limit their games to an hour a day, and they accept it because they do not yet know how to argue with the operating system. But that is only part of the story. What happened next surprised even me when I first started helping families navigate this. As kids hit double digits, their cognitive abilities explode. They become incredibly motivated problem solvers, especially when a screen is involved. Think about what would happen if you put a padlock on a cookie jar but left the key on the counter. That is essentially what happens when we rely solely on the basic, built-in restrictions as kids get older. They figure out the workarounds. They learn how to toggle the location services to trick the system, or they change the time zone on the device to bypass the bedtime shutdown. And when we catch them, our instinct is to get angry. But the part most parents miss comes later. The bypass is not usually an act of defiance, it is a developmental milestone. It means their brain is actively seeking autonomy, and they are testing the boundaries of their environment. This is exactly when parents start looking at third-party options. You have probably seen the ads for the heavy-duty monitoring apps that promise to track every keystroke, read every message, and block every piece of questionable content. They sound like a lifeline when you are drowning in screen time battles. But before you download the most expensive one on the App Store, we need to look at what these tools actually do to your family dynamic. Because there is a massive difference between a tool that acts like a security guard and a tool that acts like a coach. Imagine this. Your teenager stays out 10 minutes past curfew. If you have a security guard standing at the door who just yells at them and locks them in their room, they learn how to pick the lock next time. But if you have a coach who sits down with them and asks what happened, they learn time management. The built-in phone settings often act like a rigid security guard. They just say no. Third-party apps, the really good ones, are designed to be the coach. They do not just block, they provide context. They show you not just that your child was on a social media app for 2 hours, but what they were actually doing, who they were interacting with, and what kind of content was scrolling past their eyes. If you want calmer, more confident parenting in a screen-filled world, sticking around is probably the simplest way to stay one step ahead of what your kids are facing. The digital landscape shifts every single month, and having a steady stream of practical, real-world strategies in your corner makes all the difference. Now here is where it gets interesting. When you move from the basic built-in settings to a dedicated third-party platform, you stop guessing and start knowing. Let us picture a real-world scenario. Your 12-year-old daughter is suddenly closing her laptop whenever you walk into the room. With the default phone settings, you have no idea what is happening. You just know her screen time is high, and you are left to nag her about it, which just creates friction. But with a robust third-party tool, you can look at a dashboard and see that she is spending 3 hours a day on a specific messaging app, and the keyword alerts are flagging conversations about body image. You no longer have to be the bad guy guessing in the dark. You can walk in, sit next to her, and say, "I noticed you are spending a lot of time talking about how you look lately, and I want to make sure you are okay." And this one small shift changes everything. You move from being an adversary policing their time to an ally protecting their well-being. But we have to be honest about the trade-offs. The built-in tools are free and integrated seamlessly into the device. Third-party apps cost money, they require another subscription to manage, and sometimes they drain the battery a little faster. More importantly, some of the ultra-strict third-party apps can feel incredibly invasive to an older child. If you install a tool that reads every single text message your 16-year-old sends, you might catch them doing something risky, but you will also completely destroy their trust in you. So how do you actually choose? It comes down to your child's age, their maturity level, and your specific family values. For kids under 10, the built-in iPhone settings are usually more than enough. They just need hard boundaries around bedtime and basic content filters. They do not need complex monitoring. But for kids between 10 and 14, this is the danger zone. This is when they want social media, they want more independence, and they are highly susceptible to peer pressure. This is where a mid-tier third-party app that focuses on content filtering and social media monitoring, rather than just screen time limits, becomes invaluable. And for older teens, you want to step back from the heavy monitoring and use a tool that focuses on driving safety, location sharing, and open conversations about digital footprints. Setting up these boundaries without turning your house into a prison is one of the hardest things we do as modern parents. If you are struggling with the actual conversations around screen time, or you just need a clear, step-by-step framework for handing over a device without the tears and the tantrums, I put together a free sample chapter of my Parenting in the Digital Age Guide. It walks you through exactly how to build a family tech agreement that your kids will actually respect. You can grab that free chapter linked right below in the description. It is a game changer for taking the emotion out of the rule setting. Once you have chosen your tool, the setup is where most people make their second massive mistake. They do it in secret. They wait until the kid is at school, they configure the app, they set the passcodes, and then they just hand the phone over. When the kid inevitably hits a block, they feel ambushed. They feel like they are living in a surveillance state. And this one small shift changes everything. You need to set it up together. Picture this. You sit down at the kitchen table with the phone and the app open. You say, "I love you too much to let the internet raise you, and I also know that I do not know everything about how these apps work. So we are going to figure this out together." You show them the dashboard. You show them the time limits. You explain why the bedtime shutdown is there, not as a punishment, but because their growing brain needs sleep to wire itself properly. When you demystify the tool, you remove the sneaky element. They know the boundaries, they know how the tool works, and most importantly, they know you are not hiding anything from them. Of course, they will still push back. They will ask for more time. They will claim the app is broken. This is where your own emotional regulation becomes the most critical feature of your parenting setup. When they hit their limit on a game and the screen goes black, they will likely have a meltdown. This is not because they are being bratty. It is because their brain is experiencing a sudden drop in dopamine. Your instinct is to cave and give them 5 more minutes to keep the peace, or to yell at them for being ungrateful. Neither helps. Instead, validate the frustration. Say, "I know it is incredibly annoying when the game cuts off right in the middle. It makes total sense that you are mad, but the limit is the limit." Hold the boundary with empathy, not anger. And here is a pro tip that very few parents use. Treat the parental controls like a probationary period. Tell your child that these settings are not permanent. Tell them that in 3 months, you are going to review the dashboard together. If they have shown responsibility, if they have not tried to bypass the system, and if their mood and sleep have improved, you will relax the restrictions. This gives them a tangible goal. It shifts the dynamic from you controlling them to them earning their independence. It teaches them that trust is a two-way street, and that digital freedom is a privilege that comes with demonstrated responsibility. We have to remember what the actual endgame is here. The goal is not to keep them completely safe from every digital threat until they are 18, and then suddenly hand them an unlocked phone and expect them to know how to handle it. That is like throwing someone into the deep end of the ocean and expecting them to know how to swim. The goal is to slowly, gradually, and intentionally teach them how to navigate the digital world while they are still in the shallow end with you holding their hand. The app is just the life jacket. You're the swimming instructor. When you look at it through that lens, the anxiety starts to fade. You realize that you do not need a perfect app that blocks every single bad thing. You just need a tool that gives you enough visibility to guide them and enough boundaries to keep them safe while their prefrontal cortex finishes developing. Whether you stick with the built-in features or upgrade to a third-party platform, the technology is just a tool. The real magic happens in the conversations you have around the tool. Think about what would happen if we stopped viewing our kids' screen time as a problem to be solved and started viewing it as a window into their world. What are they seeking when they scroll? What are they trying to escape when they game? The controls on the phone can manage the minutes, but only your connection can manage the heart. I would genuinely love to hear how you're handling this in your home. What is the one screen time rule or app feature that has actually brought peace to your family? Let me know in the comments below, because reading your strategies helps all of us parent a little bit better.